I am so happy to be here live with you and to let you. I have been, I have my new book is out, and hi, friends. My new book is out, and I just wanted to come in here on the Substacks today and share a little snippet from it. So, my book is about intuitive leadership and creating community around a new kind of leadership around, I mean, I guess it's not new, it's super ancient, but in this white supremacist capitalistic culture we live in, engaging in intuitive leadership is sometimes really difficult. And so I've written this book, Leading from the Heart, to encourage folks to be thinking about leadership in an entirely different way. And I am so excited that it is out. It just brings my heart so much joy to be able to share this book with all of you. I just realized as I was coming in here live that I haven't put it on my as a link on my website yet, so I will do that. Um, but it is in some of my Substack posts, so yay, go me. What I really, what I wanted to come in here and share with you all is a little snippet from my book um, about control. So it is about, the thing I love about my book, it's not very long. And the thing I love about it is the way that it flows and reads. And I have this pull quote from it that says, when we allow the divine to hold us, when we have true faith and surrender, there is literally nothing that requires control. And I've been thinking a lot about control lately, particularly just in the work that I do in the community, and also thinking about my Room for Congress and the work that I've been doing in the world recently. There's just so much we get sort of convinced that power and control is the way to make this happen. And so this part of my book is really about remembering that there's no such thing as control. So here is the snippet. This is another form of grief. We don't have control over this planet. No patriarchal white supremacist structures have told us we do. We have to surrender to the idea that we have absolutely no control. Yes, we have choices, and that is the journey of life. We are not here to control other people. We are not here to control outcomes. We are here to contribute, to connect, and to look at the world around us and take the hint that there might be a better way. The way of releasing. Many of us, we are walking around holding heavy backpacks full of perfectionism, worry, and the weariness of everyday life. The way of releasing invites us into a different practice where each one of us stops holding on to the weight of a life we thought we would have, so we can the freedom of the life we do have. This idea can oftentimes make people double down and hold on tighter. I invite you to loosen your grip, talk to the people around you, and ask, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? What do you need? And that is the thing that that's just one of the themes that flows throughout this book. Nicola is a difficult lesson to learn. I grapple with it often. And the thing that I love about this snippet from my book is this idea of leadership coming from a space of connection. And, I often ask folks when I'm doing leadership trainings or I'm talking to people in the community, what if leadership didn't have to do with power and control? What if we saw leaders as like almost connective tissue within our communities? And the thing I love about this part of my book is it is this exploration of just understanding that we have choices, and that's part of our journey in life. But that when we release the need to have control and to control things, we began to expand and open up our lives to curiosity and wonder, and it allows us to put the weight of these structures of power and control to take off that 1,000-pound backpack of perfection and release what we think we should be doing here. I call them the shitty shoulds. Release this idea of what we should be doing here and really engage in the presence of our day-to-day life and existence. And that is one of the things that I really love about my new book, Leading from the Heart, is I feel like it gives us this opportunity to explore and embrace the freedom of the life we do have, even when this life is difficult and complicated and not at all what we thought it should be. I was just talking with a good friend of mine on the phone earlier. Yes, I still talk on the phone. um, uh, I just put the link to the book in the chat too. And I was like, it's so amazing to me. I had these dreams when I was little, right? Like I wanted to be loved by someone for who I am, not who they like putting me in a box or a structure. And I wanted to have children. And um, so, I am loved for who I am. My partner is an amazing, remarkable human being who does love me for exactly who I am and my messy, lumpy, bumpy reality. And I do have children, but I didn't give birth to my children. My children came to me in a completely different way. And there's something so remarkable about having these dreams and having these big ideas and having these visions, but really giving over and surrendering to the idea that everything in our life is unfolding in this way that we cannot predict or have control over. And yeah, Nicole, like these ideas have been on my heart lately too, personally and politically. So I'm glad this resonates with you, because I find this so profound, like this idea of people in leadership. And that's why I wrote this book, Leading from the Heart, is this idea that people in leadership, we have somehow bought into the idea that connecting with each other at this community level isn't what we need. We need someone who has authority and, experience, and these words that don't allow regular people or people who aren't straight white men to be in positions of leadership and really creating the community around leadership. And that's why I do all this writing on my Substack. That's why I call it Love Notes and Prayers, because I feel like we need a little more love in the world. And that's really how you combat fascist authoritarian takeovers, is to be more compassionate and lead from a space of compassion, so you can still have knowledge of the power structure and you still can have ways to infiltrate that membrane, and you can still have ideas about how we can shift our communities politically and socially, and still have compassion for our shared humanity and still have compassion for differing ideas. And so I really think just asking people, how are you? What's going on in your life? What do you need? Those are all things that I explore in my book and in my regular everyday life. I feel like that's what we're craving right now, is leadership that doesn't tell us what to do, but asks us what we need. And I think that is what has been so transformative in my life as I have been in leadership, is like really the best changes I've made in my teams and in my community and in the work that I have done in the world with policy have not been because I had this idea and told everyone I was going to do this thing, but because I had an idea and I started asking the question, would this work? Is this really what you need? When we go into communities and tell them what we're going to do, it doesn't work so well because maybe the community has a completely different idea, or 50 people in the community have a completely different idea. And so that's why I love this idea of surrendering to being very present to this exact moment in time while still envisioning a world that actually is full of connection for all of us. And as I have not just been running for Congress, but really doing my writing and thinking about how am I inspiring other people, I've really been thinking about this idea of not making assumptions about what people want to hear, but really listening to each other's stories so that we can find that connective resonance with each other. And so I just wanted to come in here and share my thoughts with you all about this. I'm so proud of this beautiful little book, Leading from the Heart, and I'm really so proud. I've been on Substack for 3 years, which is just banana. I remember when I launched my Substack and I was so nervous no one would read it. And now like 600 of you are subscribed to it or something. It's bananas. Speaking of subscriptions, I am throughout the month of May, I am to promote my book and to promote my Substack. I am inviting everyone who is not a yearly subscriber. If you become an annual subscriber to my Substack in the month of May, you get a signed paperback copy of my book. And then you get a 30-minute session with me, divination session, to talk about some issues or some challenges you might be having. So I'm very excited about this. You're welcome for sharing, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Mary, and the listening pages. Thank you, all of you, for being here. It's so nice to see you on this live. And so for those of you who are free subscribers to my Substack, you'll still continue to get the random free messages. But if you become an annual subscriber to my Substack, it's $99. Yeah, it's $99. You get a personalized signed copy of my book, as well as 30 minutes with me. So that is pretty exciting. So yes, Nicole runs to update your subscription. Thank you so much. Again, for those of you that came in a little late and didn't get to hear this little snippet, I'm going to leave you with the insides, the quote that I read from my book. Just as we are moving into the weekend and moving into the rest of the day, I'm going to leave you with this little snippet from my book, this little quote, this pull quote. When we allow the divine to hold us, when we have true faith and surrender, there is literally nothing that requires control. So I encourage all of you to move through your weekend and the coming days just by having compassion for yourself, being truly present to each moment, each minute, each second of the day, and lead from your whole heart. Just open your heart, just wide open, and lead from your whole heart. Thank you so much for your support and your love and for being here today. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.